Hello and welcome to part 1 of the virtual tinnitus program, which will present the answers to frequently asked questions. What is tinnitus? Answer: tinnitus is the term for the sensation of hearing a sound in the absence of any external sound. It is not a disease, but a symptom of change, physical or mental, and not necessarily linked to the hearing system. It can be constant or intermittent. It can be heard in one or both ears, or generally in the head, or hard to pinpoint. Some people think they are hearing things outside their head. What does it sound like? A study was commissioned by the BTA, the British Tinnitus Association, into the different types of tinnitus that people report, and as you can see, there is some variation. Note that almost half of the people reported more than one type of sound. How many people have it? Tinnitus is reported in all age groups, including children. It's also quite interesting to note that in most cases, the negative effects of tinnitus are not often experienced by children. And as you will see later, this has a lot to do with the way children approach life and tend not to overthink their experiences. 1 in 8 people experience tinnitus in their lifetime. 13% live with persistent tinnitus. More common in people who have hearing loss. The experience of tinnitus is different for different people. Most people find that they are able to continue their normal day-to-day activities. A small percentage of people with tinnitus report it as severely affecting them. What causes tinnitus? In all of these cases, the relationship between these conditions with tinnitus is more of a correlation than is causal. What I mean is, while you are more likely to have tinnitus if you have a hearing loss, for example, that's not to say that a hearing loss causes tinnitus. Many people have one without the other. It is well known that excessive noise is associated with tinnitus. Most of us have experienced the short-term effects of this if we stood too close to a speaker at a party and had a ringing sound the next day. Ongoing exposure to high intensities can, however, lead to permanent tinnitus. Infections, head injuries, and foreign bodies like wax can often obstruct the hearing pathway, which makes sounds in the head louder, and in some cases, removing the obstruction can stop the tinnitus. Saying this, however, in most cases of tinnitus, this is not the cause. Certain drugs can cause tinnitus, and we will present these in a few minutes. Vascular issues can often cause a specific type of tinnitus called pulsatile tinnitus, which sounds like your pulse. This is because there is a rich supply of blood around the ear, and the sound of the blood flow can sometimes be heard causing this type of tinnitus. Jaw disorders can occasionally lead to tinnitus, and this should be investigated by the appropriate medical specialist to see if this can be treated. Stress is a common cause and is known to make tinnitus worse. We will later address this in much more detail. And sometimes people experience an emotional event like a bereavement which leaves them with tinnitus. As I said, in most cases the exact causal links are still not very well understood. Will it damage my hearing or make me go deaf? The answer is no. While tinnitus and hearing loss are often experienced together, one will not affect the other. While hearing can deteriorate, this won't be caused by tinnitus. If I need a hearing aid, will it make the tinnitus louder? Again, the answer is no. On the contrary, the use of a hearing aid has been shown to significantly improve the tinnitus in most cases. Why do I also have sound sensitivity? Hyperacusis is a severe reduction in tolerance to normal environmental sounds, often linked to people who have tinnitus, but it can be a standalone issue. If you have this and feel it is a higher priority for you than your tinnitus, then please make this clear on the questionnaire that you return. While there is an overlap in the way tinnitus and hyperacusis is treated, people with hyperacusis need to be managed slightly differently. Is there a cure? While the short answer is no, in the sense that we don't have a pill that can stop the tinnitus, what we do have are an array of strategies that can be very effective at reducing the negative experiences associated with tinnitus. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you in part 2, which will cover the processing of sound.